everyone, and welcome back to The Journey. As you can see, today we're talking about women's health mammography, okay? So mammography is just pretty much a testing device to check to see if a woman has cancer or not based on what they see on the film, okay? So it's a breast imaging technique that has been shown to reduce cancer risk because they're able to detect it ahead of time before it spreads and gets worse, all right? It can also detect non-palpable lesions and assist in diagnosing palpable masses, okay? So what they mean by palpable masses is, as women, we're supposed to be doing our breast self-exam, right? And we're supposed to do it at least 5 to 7 days after our menses. And when we do that, you want to palpate and see if you can actually feel any masses, any lesions, okay? So sometimes, even though you're not able to feel them, the mammogram is able to catch them, all right? Also, the procedure takes about 15 minutes. All right, it takes 2 views are taken. It takes the breast, which the breast is pretty much compressed, is mechanically compressed on the machine from top to bottom and also from side to side. All right. Also, it detects breast tumors before it is clinically palpable, like I said before. All right, smaller than as small as 1 centimeter or even smaller than 1 centimeter. All right. Also, younger women and those who are taking hormonal therapy, so that's HT, stands for hormonal therapy, right, may have dense breast tissue, which makes it harder for them to see anything on the scan itself, okay? Radiation exposure is about 1 hour worth of being in the sun, okay? So it's not really that bad. Most people, their whole thing is they're wondering about the radiation exposure, and pretty much you will have to take a mammogram several times throughout the year in order to at least equate to radiation that is going to cause some type of harm, okay? But again, even if it was, the benefits is going to outweigh the risk, okay? Especially if you have a family history and you're very prone to it, this can be very helpful because you can find out early before it's spread to get the treatment that's needed, all right? Also, mammogram is supposed to be done every year after, beginning at the age of 40. So once you turn 40, then you're going to go ahead and take your mammogram, and each year after that, you will be taking your mammograms, okay? Anything below 40, if you don't have a family risk of it, you won't have to, all right? At least your insurance will not cover or pay for it, all right? It's after, at 40, all right? Also, because if you're a woman and you have such an increased risk of cancer, a strong family history with your great-grandmother, your grandmother, your mother, your sister, or your cousin, right? A very strong risk of it, then you can have be allotted 10 years from the original time frame, okay? So literally, whatever age your youngest family member has gotten the actual cancer diagnosis, then you can do 10 years younger than that, all right? So an example here is pretty much, let's say your grandmother has breast cancer and she was diagnosed at 48, right? Her mother, her daughter, right, which is going to be your mother, right, she can go ahead and be diagnosed at 38. So she no longer has to wait till 40 to take her mammogram. She can take it at 38. So they do it 10 years down from the original or the youngest person who has been diagnosed with the breast cancer. And the reason why they do that is because they've seen from research and statistics that it shows a 10-year gap, okay? So pretty much it's a downward shift of diagnosis of 10 years has been seen, okay? So the onset of it happens a lot earlier, all right? So you want to make sure that you can at least beat it by 10 years, all right? Also, the last one here, just so you guys can make sure that you guys are understanding. So the daughter, right, if she's going to be diagnosed or to check to see if she has breast cancer, the age that she's going to do it at is going to be 28, all right? So another 10 years down. So 48, 38, 28, all right? Now there is a cap of how the youngest, how old you can be doing this mammogram test, and the youngest is after 25, okay? So you can't do it before 25, all right? 25 is the cutoff. So let's just say, I put over here in these arrows, let's say your grandmother was diagnosed at 44 years of age, right? Your mother could then do her mammogram as early as 34, and the daughter can do it as young as, all right, 24 would be the number that would be here, but again, you can't do it before age 25. So the year that she would do it is, if you are ahead of the game and you said 25, you are absolutely correct. Alright, at 25. So even though it's 10 and 10, yes, the natural process will be 24, but remember, you can't take this test any earlier than 25. So 25 would be the age of when this lady would go ahead and do her mammogram. Okay, so I hope that clarifies exactly when a woman can go ahead and take her mammogram. All right, if you're not at risk, you're just a regular woman who don't have a family history or don't have a strong family history, it's going to be at 40 years old and every year after that. Okay. If you do have a family history, it's going to go by the youngest family member and 10 years subtracted from that, but no earlier than 25. Now we have newer technology. So with newer technology, of course, you can assume that it's going to be better, which this one actually so happens to be that it is. Okay, so with the newer technology for the breast screening, it's able to have a digital mammography, okay, and computerized assisted detection, which is CAD programming. All right, so with the digital mammography, what they use is pretty much a computer instead of the films, which is better than the conventional way. All right, and with CAD, it's able to identify any suspicious lesions and things like that, and be able to kind of pinpoint it and look more clearly to see exactly what's going on in that area, if it is a lesion or if it's just tissue. Okay, so whereas before it just looked kind of suspicious, but you weren't able to really tell. Okay, but this one is able to take those areas that are suspicious and use the computer imaging to see a better closer up look of it. All right, and then you also have a galactography, an ultrasonography, and an MRI, which are pretty much used as diagnostic adjuncts in the help of aiding the mammography to see exactly if the patient has cancer or they don't have cancer. All right, so if you guys want more information about these different tests, I will have it in the description box below. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you found this information very informative. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave in the comment sections below. And again, thank you for watching.